Thank you again for joining us. Coach, before we get started with questions, can you give us your thoughts on last week's game against Arkansas State and the upcoming game against App State?
Well, I thought we got off there in the first half to a really good start. We're down 14-7 with about 3 minutes to go in the first half. I felt like we played a pretty good game in all three phases there, and aren't able to convert on a third down. They go down and get a field goal right before halftime and really poured on there in the third quarter. We just couldn't maintain anything to try to hang in the game there. But I thought we competed well, but just didn't have enough in the tank or make enough plays to stay in it, when you're playing a good team. And obviously we're playing a really, really good team this week, the best team that we've seen on video so far this year. They're really explosive on offense, got obviously a lot of playmakers, very experienced quarterback, and then on defense, they've got some guys that really know how to get after the football and probably the best secondary that we've seen. So a huge challenge for us and our team, but one that we're looking forward to. App's got obviously a lot of history and tradition, and we're looking forward to going up there and playing and continue to compete and see if we can go out and get a win.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to questions first from Ethan Joyce with the Winston-Salem Journal.
Hey, Coach. I guess first off, how do you reflect back on your playing career and some of the games that you would have played against the App, and now you're kind of competing against them again, just in a different role?
Well, it was obviously anytime you played those guys, it was a rival for us when I was in college, and it was always a good game. Didn't come out on too many of the positive sides. We had a couple that were good that got some victories, but it was always a great crowd. It was always a game that you knew your opponent respected. You respected them. I always enjoyed going over there because you knew you were going to play a good team, but you were going to get good fans that embraced football. And so it's nice to go back up there. Obviously, they've got things rolling and doing well, and that's something that our program, we want to end up being, Sun Belt Conference champions, and to do that, you have to be able to beat the teams like Appalachian State. So that's we're looking forward to going up there and being in that atmosphere.
And this stretch you guys have just on your schedule from, I guess, last Saturday to your bye, it's pretty tough. What are you looking for, just trying to see the team accomplish in this stretch before you get to that bye?
Well, first of all, we got to continue to compete, and obviously our season's not going the way that you want it to. But we've got to make sure that we're focused on our team and focused on what we have to do, every week to try to improve. If we focus on the scoreboard and just those results, we're not getting those right now, and we won't develop. But if we'll focus on can continue to compete, continue to get better in a lot of areas, continue to work on the attitude that we want to bring every week. That's the main thing that we're looking to, because we've played, we've been in a lot of games where we've had chances early to make some plays or maybe get the lead and put some pressure on some teams. We've just not been able to do it consistently. And I would like to see us be better consistently, for 4 quarters and not hit that wall or hit that time frame where we just sort of fall apart on all phases and the team runs away from us. And so that's going to be our challenge. And we're playing really good teams, and so they cause you to do that. But I'd like to see us stop focused on the scoreboard and start focused on competing and playing the game the way we're capable of.
Thanks, Ethan. We'll go to questions now from Derek Asbury with the Post and Courier.
Hey, Coach. Do you have a status update on Dalton and Tyler? Do you expect them to play on Saturday?
I would expect Dalton not to play. He'll be in the concussion protocol. Tyler will be a game-time decision. He obviously took a big shot there and just has to get through some rehab and some things he needs to do there to see if he gets cleared. I would expect him to be ready. I think he could have went back in the game if absolutely necessary. So hopefully this week of rehab he'll be fine and be ready to go.
And can you talk about? I know you've been looking for more consistency at the quarterback position, but can you kind of talk about Kilton's performance? It seemed like he played pretty well on short notice like that.
Kilton, I thought Kilton did a lot of good things. He missed a couple throws here or there that could have probably had a really good day for him, but that was his first game experience in over 2 years. And so he'd been injured during camp with a hamstring and finally got back. And I thought, throwing him in there versus a good defense, I thought he did some nice things. He helped us move the ball, made some nice plays, moved around a little bit. So he's something definitely to build on. Obviously, he's got to continue to to progress and do some things and be smarter with the football. But I was pleased with him and what he was able to do, and hopefully we'll continue. He'll continue to get better at what we're doing, and you'll see more of him on the field.
Thank you, Derek. We'll go to questions now from Alan Blondin with the Sun News.
Hey, Coach. Obviously you look at your team and the numbers and how they're performing. In regard to special teams, do you think any of the struggles you've had has to do with the increased amount of speed, increased amount of talent that's on the other side of the ball?
Well, I think that's part of it for sure. I think we're learning and seeing that there's good players in this league, and there's good players on the special teams, and you have to try to put your best players out there to be able to make plays. I think that's a big deal. I think that's how you see you can judge your team. Where you're at and where you need to get to by a lot of the special teams phases as far as how you compete on those and how you match up. And I think that's part of it. I think too, we just got to get sometimes we got to get some better effort, some better focus. We have some breakdowns on certain things that if you do have a breakdown, maybe in the past you're able to get it down, or it might not be that big of a deal. But now if you have a breakdown or a missed tackle or something, the teams that we're playing have the chance to take it to the house, and that showed up. And so there's a little combination of both there, I believe.
A quick follow-up, if I could. Is there any consideration of putting more starters from offense and defense into those positions on special teams, or do you already have that? Or?
Yeah, we've been doing that the last couple weeks. The last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been putting some of those guys in there on some of those things, and trying our best to rotate and do some different things to give us the best chance there to be successful. We've tried to put our best players out there in all phases that we can, and in some areas we've been doing pretty solid. In other areas it's not been good enough, and that's just something that we've got to continue to fight and keep working on, and be a little smarter. Like the other day, we just on the punt return, we outkicked our coverage a little bit. Have a guy there that can maybe make a play, and he misses it, and the guy's able to go a lot of yardage. He was a good player, and little things like that add up. They add up.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you, Coach. That's all the time we have for you today. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you all very much. Bye-bye.